My brothers and sisters, listen to me very carefully. My name is Wami. I am from Ghana, born and raised in a small village in the Ashanti region. Did you know there's something quietly present in your home right now? Possibly silently sabotaging your life without you even realizing it. It's an object that has cleverly sneaked in under the guise of a symbol of sincere friendship, a warm expression of affection, or an innocent, harmless gift. However, from the moment it crosses your home's threshold, it has begun working against you silently, emitting non-stop negative frequencies, attracting illness, arguments, financial loss, and blocking every effort you're pursuing. And the worst part is that object is still there, smiling from your bookshelf, hanging suspended on the wall, or decorating your bedside, while it silently drains your life energy and opens wide the door to invisible forces that you can't see. Today, I will reveal to you the 10 most dangerous objects that you absolutely should not accept as gifts. I will guide you exactly on how to identify if there's something in your home that's been charged full of dark magic. And by the end of this video, you will grasp the specific ritual to neutralize and remove those objects before the damage becomes irreparable. But I need you to stay until the very last minute, because at minute 12, I will reveal the number one object present in 90% of homes. That's the most powerful gateway leading to curses. If you leave before that part, you might miss information that truly has the ability to salvage your life. Before continuing, I need you to do something important right now. Go to the comment section and write, "I reject all magic disguised as gifts." When you write those words, you are making a powerful protective declaration. You are closing tight the energy doors that others have intentionally opened in your life. Do that right now. I'll wait for you. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, subscribe right now, because here we reveal ancestral knowledge that can protect you from attacks you don't even see coming. Like this video, because this information needs to spread to more people. Share it with someone you love, because you might be saving them from a situation they haven't even realized. Now, let's dive deep into what you need to know to protect yourself. Why can gifted objects become spiritual weapons? Let me explain something that our grandmothers once knew well, but most of us have forgotten. Objects are not just inanimate things. They can be programmed, charged, full of energy, and become antennas emitting negative waves. When someone knowledgeable about magic, about Santeria, about black magic, decides to use an object as an attack tool, then that object becomes one of the most effective methods for causing spiritual harm. Why? Because cursing someone is much easier when you have a physical device operating 24 hours a day right in their living space. Instead of trying to send energy attacks from afar, that object acts like a perpetual transmitter, like an antenna that never stops. It's there when you sleep, when you eat, when you relax. It continuously emits the frequency it was programmed with. And as long as you haven't identified and removed it, the damage will continue to accumulate, seeping deeper into your life, affecting your entire family. The most cunning thing is that the gift recipient has no idea. They accept it with sincere gratitude, with pure innocence, thinking it's a beautiful symbol. They place it in the living room, in the bedroom, or in the kitchen. And from that moment, the silent destruction begins. Witches know this well. That's why they favor this method. You voluntarily bring the object into your home. You welcome it. You place it where you spend the most time. Now, listen carefully, because what I'm about to share will prove that this isn't empty theory, but vivid reality. Here are the 10 most dangerous objects that you should not accept as gifts. Object number 1. Small statues or decorative figures, especially those representing human or animal forms. These are extremely dangerous because they can be charged full of entities with spirits with specific harmful intentions. Human figures can be used like magic doors representing the person the evildoer wants to attack. Every time you look at that figure, every time you pass by it, the energy connection activates. If someone gives you a small statue, especially if it has an unclear origin, if it has a strange appearance, if it comes from someone you're not close to, remove it immediately. No matter how beautiful it looks, no matter how expensive it is. Object number 2. Gifted mirrors. I once told you the story of Teresa. Mirrors are considered portals in most mystical traditions around the world. They can capture and reflect not only your physical image but also energy, your deepest essence. A mirror can be programmed to continuously return to you your own distorted energy, creating a self-destructive loop, the art you can't escape. They can also act as windows for the giver to observe your life energy, your home, and every movement. Never accept a mirror from someone you don't completely trust. Object number 3, dried plants or flowers, especially in complex arrangements or in the form of wreaths. Dried plants represent ended life, stagnant energy, death disguised under a decorative guise. In magic, charging dried flowers with curses is very common because dead plants act as perfect containers for decaying, declining, and ending energy. If someone gives you a dried flower arrangement, especially if they have dark colors like black, purple, deep red, or blood red, or if they are in a circular form like wreaths, refuse them. Clear throat, don't bring them into your home. And if you already have them, take them out of your home today. Object number 4, use jewelry or personal accessories, especially necklaces, bracelets, rings. Jewelry absorbs the energy of those who wear it over the years. They carry the entire energy history of the previous owner. If you receive jewelry from someone whose life is full of tragedy, illness, misery, you're literally placing that energy on your skin, clear throat. And if the jewelry has been intentionally charged with magical rituals, the damage can be devastating because it directly contacts your body, your aura field, absorbing life energy while continuously draining you. Only accept jewelry from people you know deeply and trust with your own life. Object number 5, pillows or any fabrics placed on the bed, gifted by someone suspicious. Listen to this very carefully because this is one of the most dangerous things. Your bed is the most sacred place. It's where you spend a third of your life in a completely vulnerable state. When you sleep, your energy barriers lower. You open up, receive undefended. A negatively charged object on your bed can influence your dreams, create continuous nightmares, drain your life energy while you sleep without being able to do anything to protect yourself. I've witnessed cases where people accepted gifted pillows or blankets and started suffering from chronic insomnia, sleep paralysis, night terrors. Everything stopped immediately when they removed the object from the bed. Never allow fabrics of suspicious origin into your resting space. Object number 6, candles, especially those with dark colors or strange smells. Candles are excellent ritual tools. They are used for both light work and dark work. A candle can be prepared with cursed oil, with bad herbs, with intentions programmed directly into the wax. And when you light a candle gifted by someone suspicious, you're activating everything that's been placed in it. You're releasing and dispersing that energy throughout your space. If someone gives you candles and you feel any discomfort, if the candles have an unpleasant or strange smell, if they have very dark colors like black or brown, don't light them. Throw them away immediately. Object number 7, paintings or artworks, especially those with disturbing, sad, violent mage images, have great power over your psyche and energy field. A painting is something you'll see every day, multiple times a day. Every time you look at it, you're receiving the frequency it carries. If that image is charged full of negativity, if it represents death, misery, despair, you're literally wallpapering you. Our home with that dark frequency. I've seen entire families fall into depression after hanging a gifted painting carrying deep sad energy. Trust your instincts. If a painting makes you uncomfortable, if it makes you feel heavy, sad, and anxious, don't hang it. No matter if refusing looks rude, your health is more important than any social convention. Object number 8, dolls or antique toys, especially those that look used or have a dark history. This is especially important if you have young children. Children are extremely sensitive to energy. They can be affected much more severely than adults. A doll can be used as a container for dark entities. It can carry the disturbed energy of the previous owner. It can have been specifically prepared as a cursed object. If your children start having terrible nightmares, strange behavior, unexplained fear after receiving a gifted toy, check that toy immediately. And if your intuition tells you something's wrong, remove it from your home that very night. Object number 9, bow oaks, especially those on dark themes, negative mysticism emanating a sense of disturbance. Books are containers of information and energy. Written words have real. A book can infect your mind field with the ideas and energy it contains. If someone gives you a book mentioning black magic, demonology, dark rituals, or simply creates a gut rejection when you touch it, don't read it. Don't keep it in your home. Information entering your mind has real energy consequences. It can open doors in your consciousness that are very hard to close afterward. And object number 10, the most deceptive of all, amulets or charms of suspicious origin. Many times wealthy but ignorant people gift objects they bought at magic markets or from fraudulent witches. They say they're for protection when in reality they charge full of the opposite. A real protective amulet must come from a reliable spiritual source. It must be prepared with clear intentions of light and must resonate positively with you when you hold it. If you receive an amulet from someone suspicious and you start having problems after having it, throw it away immediately. Now that you know the 10 most dangerous objects, I want you to do something. Pause for a moment. Look around your home. Do you have any of these objects? Do you remember who gave it to you? Do you remember when it arrived? And do you remember if your problem started after that object entered your home? Think carefully, then come back to the video because now I'll teach you exactly how to determine if an object is charged negatively. Here are 5 unmistakable signs that an object is charged full of magic. Sign number 1, your own gut reaction to the object. If something creates unexplained discomfort, if you prefer not to look at it, if you avoid the area where it is, if you feel repulsion, even if you don't know why, your intuition is screaming a warning. Never ignore that feeling. Your body, your spirit, your subconscious knows how to detect energy danger. Even if your rational mind doesn't understand why, that discomfort isn't random. It's your internal alarm system working perfectly. Sign number 2. Problems in your life start or intensify significantly after that object enters your home. If you can trace a clear timeline between the object's arrival and the start of misfortunes, illness, agu, hence financial loss, that object is highly suspicious. Ask yourself, when exactly did this chain of bad luck begin? What new thing entered my home around that time? Who gave it to me and for what reason? If the answers don't make sense, if that person had no real reason to give you something, that's a red flag. Sign number 3. Animals and children react negatively to the object. Animals have much sharper energy perception than adult humans. If your dog or cat systematically avoids a certain area in the home, if it growls near a certain object, if it bristles without clear reason, pay attention immediately. Children are also naturally sensitive. If your child says a certain doll scares them, that they don't want to be in the room where a certain statue is, that they have nightmares when sleeping near a certain object, listen to them. Adults have been conditioned to ignore our natural sensitivity, but animals and children keep it intact. They see what we've learned to ignore. Sign number 4. The object has strange behavior. It moves on its own from position. It falls without clear reason. It appears where you didn't leave it. This sounds like a horror movie, but it's more common than you think. Objects charged strongly with entities or negative energy can manifest physical activity because the energy they contain seeks to attract your attention, seeks to be acknowledged. If a gifted object exhibits this type of activity, it must be removed immediately with the ritual I'm about to teach you in a moment. Sign number 5. You experience specific negative phenomena in the presence of the object. For example, if a certain painting is in your bedroom and only in that bedroom you have continuous nightmares, or if a certain statue is in the living room and only there the most intense family arguments occur, that correlation isn't random. It's clear straight cause and effect. Test by temporarily removing the object from that space and observe if the phenomena stop. If they stop when the object isn't there, you have your confirmation. That object needs to leave your home permanently. And now to the important part that you must watch until the end. What exactly to do if you determine that you have a dangerous object in your home? Don't leave because this ritual can save your life. Here is the exact ritual to safely remove a cursed object. Listen to every word of this part with complete attention, because if you do it wrong, you could make the situation worse. If you do it right, you can completely neutralize the damage. First and foremost, don't touch directly with bare hands an object you suspect is charged negatively. Use thick gloves, use a rag, use any physical barrier between your skin and the object. Direct contact can transfer some of the negative energy to you. Now, the ritual step by step. Step 1. Get a black fabric bag large enough to contain the object. Black fabric absorbs and contains negative energy, preventing it from dispersing throughout your home. If you don't have black fabric, use any dark and thick fabric. You also need coarse sea salt, lots of it, at least a full kilogram. Salt is the most powerful universal cleanser in existence. Step 2. Choose a moment when you're alone or when everyone in the home can be present to do this together before touching the object. Stand in front of it and declare loudly and firmly, all negative power contained in this object is now neutralized by divine light. No dark energy can harm me, neither me nor my loved ones. We are completely protected. This object will be removed and its influence ends, so it is and so it shall be. These words establish a protective shield around you before you touch the object. They are fundamental. Don't skip them. Step 3. Now, using gloves or wrapping your hand in fabric, take the object carefully. Some specially charged objects may feel strangely heavy, may feel hot, or simply uncomfortable to hold. That's normal. That's the negative energy they carry manifesting. Step 4. Place the object immediately inside the black fabric bag and now cover the object completely with all the coarse salt you have. Really bury it in salt inside the bag. Salt will start absorbing the negative charge immediately. You may feel how the heavy energy begins to dissipate. Step 5. Close the bag securely. If you can tie it or seal it in somewhere so absolutely nothing can escape, this sealed package must be taken out of your home immediately. Don't leave it even one more night in your home, not in the garage, not in the yard. It must leave your property completely. Step 6. Take it yourself or ask someone you absolutely trust to take it to one of these places. An empty lot far from where you live, a large public trash bin in another area of the city, a flowing river where it can be thrown and carried away by the current. Never throw a cursed object into your own trash bin. Never bury them in your own garden. They must be removed completely from your area. Step 7. If the object is particularly problematic, if you feel very strong energy before discarding it, you can smash or physically destroy it. This helps fragment and disperse the negative energy it contains. But do it carefully. Use tools. Don't use your hands directly. And after smashing, still wrap it in fabric with salt and remove it from your property as I instructed. This doesn't end here. After removing the object, there's one absolutely necessary final step. That's a complete energy cleansing. After removing the object, after taking the cursed object out of your home, you must cleanse the energy of the space where it was and actually your entire home. The object leaves energy residue, leaves traces, and those traces need to be cleansed completely. The most effective way is with smoke from white sage or Palo Santo. Burn sage or Palo Santo and waft the smoke through every corner of your home, especially where the object was. Declare loudly while you do it. All negative residue is being cleansed now. All traces of darkness are being transformed into light. My home is a sacred place. Only what is for my highest good can be here. Open all windows while you do it. Allow fresh air in and negativity out. Let your home breathe again. After cleansing with smoke, sprinkle coarse salt into the corners of all rooms in your home. Leave it there for a full 24 hours. Salt will continue to absorb any remaining negative residue clinging to the walls, floors, environment. After 24 hours, sweep all that salt from inside your home toward the door. You're literally sweeping all negativity out of your space. Collect that salt and throw it into a public trash bin, never into your own. Finally, you also need to cleanse yourself. You've been exposed to that object's energy. You need to clean your own aura field. Take a cleansing bath with sea salt. While bathing, visualize that the water is washing away completely any energy connection between you and that cursed object. Visualize that you're completely clean, completely free, completely protected. And now the most important part of all, how to protect your head so this never happens again. How to protect your home preventively against cursed objects. The best defense is prevention. And here are the protections you must implement today. Protection number 1. Keep coarse salt in the corners of your home permanently. Peep this salt every month. Collect the old salt and discard it outside the home. Then place fresh salt. Salt acts as a continuous cleanser, absorbing any negativity trying to enter your space. Protection number 2. Keep live plants in your home, especially near entrances. Live plants naturally raise vibrations, absorb density, cleanse the environment. Plants are powerful protective allies. Protection. Number 3. Develop the sacred habit of blessing everything that enters your home. When you receive a gift, any gift, before bringing it fully into your space, hold it for a moment and say in your mind or low voice, if this object carries blessings, welcome it. If it carries anything contrary to my benefit, let it be neutralized now by divine light. This creates an energy filter at your entrance where only positivity can pass. Protection number 4. Trust deeply and completely in your intuition. If something feels wrong, refuse it. You don't need to explain in detail. You don't need to justify. You can simply say, thank you for the thought, but I can't accept this. It's very genuine from you, but I prefer not to receive it. And that's it. Don't worry about looking rude. Your energy health is infinitely more important than any social convention. Protection. Number 5. Educate your family, especially children, about accepting gifts from strangers or distant acquaintances without consulting you first. Children are often targets of this type of attack because they are more vulnerable. Teach them without scaring them that some gifts may not be appropriate and that they should always show you anything they receive before bringing it home. Protection number 6. If you discover that someone specific has gifted you a negatively charged object intentionally, you need to make a serious decision about that relationship. This person has intentionally tried to harm you. That's not a small thing. You don't need to confront directly because that could escalate the situation and create more problems. But you need to cut off all connections with that person. Prior clear throat, stay away. Block them from your social media. Don't respond to their contacts. Protect yourself completely. Final wisdom: discernment without paranoia. I want to end with a reflection that you need to engrave deep into your heart. We live in a world where not everything is as it appears, where hidden intentions exist, where people smile to your face while walking against you in the shadows. This shouldn't make you paralyzed, shouldn't make you absolutely doubt everyone, but it should teach you wise discernment. There's a big difference between naivety and caution. Naivety makes you vulnerable. Caution makes you strong. Most gifts you receive in life are sincere. They are given with real love, with pure intent tions, with genuine generosity. But the few that aren't can cause disproportionate and devastating harm. That's why it's completely worth applying these filters, worth developing the sensitivity, worth keeping these protections active. Better to occasionally refuse a gift without clear reason than to accept just one that could completely ruin your life. I bless you now with sharp discernment to identify what is authentic and what is disguised, with courage to refuse what doesn't resonate well, regardless of social pressure, with divine protection over your home, automatically repelling all dark influences. May your space be a sacred, inviolable place. May only what is for your highest good cross your threshold. May you live in deep peace. Knowing that you are protected and vigilant. Now, I need you to do something else. Go back to the comment section and write, "My home is a sacred place protected from all darkness." Write it right now. That's your second protective declaration. And tell me in the comments, have you ever received a gift that made you feel uncomfortable? Have you experienced unexplained problems after a certain object entered your home? Share your story below because your experience can help others recognize the signs, and we can protect each other by sharing this ancestral knowledge. If this video helped you, if it opened your eyes, if it gave you tools to protect yourself, like it right now. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, because I'll continue revealing ancestral wisdom that can truly save your life. Activate notifications so you don't miss any video. And this is important. Share this video with the people you love, with your family, with close fry in theirs, because this information can save them from a dangerous situation they don't even realize. You might be saving someone right now simply by sharing this knowledge. In the next video, I'll reveal to you 3 exact phrases that completely block any magical attack, no matter how strong. There are words of ancestral power that have protected entire generations. Don't miss it. May your intuition be your reliable guide always. May your home be an inviolable fortress that no darkness disguised as light can enter. I am speaking from a place most people never see, a place hidden behind smiles, gifts, and religious language. There is a world that operates quietly, patiently, and strategically, and its greatest strength is disguise. In that world, nothing is random, and nothing is given without intention. I learned early that the easiest way to enter someone's life is not through fear, but through familiarity. You don't attack openly, you offer. You don't threaten, you bless. You don't look dark, you look helpful, kind, spiritual, and generous. Many items that look harmless are carefully prepared vessels. Words are spoken over them. Assignments are attached to them. Preparations are coded into them. When the object changes hands, access changes hands. The moment it is accepted, a door is acknowledged. Most people think belief is required, but that is not true. Spiritual systems do not wait for agreement. They operate on contact, acceptance, and placement. Once an item enters your space, it begins to interact with your atmosphere. It watches, reports, influences, and sometimes drains. Some items are meant to bring confusion, others delay, others sickness, others division. They clear throat, give I not even look suspicious, because many times they are instructed, used, or deceived themselves. In the dark system, the most effective carriers are ordinary things, food prepared with intention, clothing given at key moments, oils, soaps, perfumes, powders, books, prayer items, souvenirs, dolls, rings, bracelets, shoes, even free gifts from gatherings. Nothing looks evil because it is not meant to. If it looked dangerous, it would fail its assignment. That is why discernment matters more than excitement. People often ask why problems begin suddenly after receiving something. Sudden heaviness, strange dreams, unexplained fear, loss of peace, constant fatigue, financial blockage, recurring accidents, relational conflict, spiritual dryness. These are not always psychological or coincidental. Sometimes they are responses to something introduced into the environment. In that world, objects are used as legal ground. They are placed, worn, eaten, or stored to maintain presence. Once inside, they don't rush. They wait. They observe patterns. They look for moments of weakness, emotional pain, grief, anger, loneliness. Timing is everything. The danger is curiosity. When people sense something is wrong, they begin to analyze, keep, test, or store the item instead of removing it. That hesitation strengthens the connection. Darkness thrives on delay. It does not need permanence, only permission over time. Another mistake is giving the item to someone else. Transfer does not cancel assignment, it multiplies exposure. In the systems I walked away from, disposal was taken very seriously. You never kept what was no longer needed, and you never passed it on carelessly. Separation was immediate and final. There is also a strong emotional manipulation involved. Politeness, fear of offense, respect for elders, religious pressure, and guilt are often used to keep people holding on to harmful things. Many remain bound not because they are powerless, but because they are hesitant. Spiritual safety is more important than social comfort. No genuine light requires secrecy, fear, or pressure. What is pure does not bring unrest. What is from God does not confuse, monitor, or steal peace. People also underestimate the power of environment. Your home is not just a physical space, it is a spiritual territory. What you allow inside participates in shaping outcomes. Objects carry histories. Some are tied to rituals, grief, death, jealousy, competition, or covenants made long before they reached you. When placed in your space, they begin to speak even without sound. They align with patterns already present and amplify them. That is why two people can receive the same thing and experience different effects. Assignment responds to opportunity. The safest response when something feels wrong is not debate but removal, not prayer over it, not investigation, not storage, separation, clean break. Light does not negotiate with darkness, it displaces it. Many people want to fight spiritually while holding on to physical gateways. T-heart creates unnecessary battles. Wisdom avoids what warfare must later confront. I am not speaking from fear, but from knowledge paid for at a high cost. I have seen how small, ignored things grow into long-term oppression. I have seen how families struggle for years because of one item introduced during a vulnerable season. I have seen how deliverance become as complicated because access points are still present. Freedom is not only about prayer, it is about boundaries. When you learn to value peace, clarity, and alignment, you become less impressed by gifts and more attentive to fruit. Not everything given is meant to be kept. Not every hand that offers is clean. Protection begins with awareness, continues with discernment, and is enforced by decisive action. What you remove today may be what your future was waiting for. I am speaking again from the same place of experience, not theory, not rumor, but lived exposure to systems that thrive on ignorance and assumption. One of the greatest lies people are taught is that danger announces itself. In reality, the most effective traps are subtle, patient, and familiar. In the dark world, success is measured by how unnoticed an operation remains in. If an object causes immediate chaos, it has failed its long-term purpose. That is why many items are designed to appear neutral or even spiritual. They blend into daily life, religious practice, cultural customs, and moments of vulnerability. The goal is not shock but integration. Once integrated, influence becomes easier. Objects are rarely powerful on their own. The strength lies in the permissions attached to them. Permission is not always verbal. It can be emotional. It can be situational. Grief opens doors. Celebrations opens doors. Desperation opens doors. Transition opens doors. Births, funerals, weddings, sickness, relocations, financial struggle, and spiritual searching are E-prime windows. That is when gifts arrive most often. In the system I left, timing mattered more than the object itself. An item given at the right moment carries far more weight than one given randomly. People assume that because something was received in a holy place or from a religious person, it must be safe. That assumption is exploited constantly. Spiritual language is one of the most effective disguises because it lowers defenses when people stop searching and start assuming monitoring becomes easy. Objects can be used to observe patterns, emotional cycles, prayer habits, relationships, and weaknesses. They become anchors tying spiritual activity to physical location. That is why some people feel heavy only at home, restless only at night, blocked only in specific areas of life. The influence is localized. Another misunderstanding is thinking that intention of the receiver matters more than the intention of the sender. In spiritual systems, initiation comes from the one who prepares, not the one who receives. A person can be innocent and still affected. Innocence does not cancel law. Ignorance does not reverse activation. Many people carry things for years without realizing why their lives feel stagnant or conflicted. They pray harder, fast longer, attend more services, but never address what is physically present. That creates exhaustion. The pressure builds because the environment contradicts the prayer. Light is invited verbally while darkness remains materially. This contradiction creates internal tension. Dreams become strange. Focus weakens. Motivation drops. Discernment becomes clouded. Another tactic used is emotional attachment. Items are linked to memories, relationships, or important events so that removal feels like betrayal or loss. People are taught to honor objects instead of honoring their peace. In the dark world, sentimental value is leverer. The longer an object stays, the deeper its integration into daily rhythm. It becomes background noise. That is when it works best. Many assignments are slow. They are not meant to destroy quickly, but to delay gradually. Delay dreams, delay clarity, delay movement, delay healing, delay connection, delay progress just enough to cause frustration without obvious cause. People begin to blame themselves. They internalize failure. That self-blame is useful. It weakens resistance. Another mistake is spiritualizing everything except responsibility. People want prayer to fix what removal would solve. They want deliverance without separation. They want breakthrough without boundaries. In the systems I knew, boundaries were respected more than prayer spoken without action. Once an object was removed, the assignment collapsed. No debate, no drama, no prolonged warfare, access denied. That is why fear is often used to stop people from acting decisively. Fear of retaliation, fear of being wrong, fear of offending, fear of looking foolish. Fear keeps doors open, courage closes them. People also underestimate how common these practices are. They imagine complexity where simplicity exists. Not every operation is dramatic. Many are basic. Prepare, assign, deliver, observe, maintain. The simplicity is what makes it effective. People are busy looking for spectacular signs while ignoring subtle shifts. A loss of joy, a change in sleep, recurring minor issues, emotional numbness, constant irritation, lack of direction. These are early indicators. They are warnings, not conclusions. Discernment is not paranoia. It is awareness pair. Deal with wisdom. Healthy discernment does not accuse people. It evaluates effects. You don't need to prove intent to protect your space. You only need to observe fruit. Peace is a valid measure. Clarity is a valley. D-measure. When something consistently disrupts these, it does not belong. Spiritual maturity is not how much you tolerate. It is how well you guard. The dark world does not fear loud prayers as much as it fears clean environments. Clean environments leave nothing to attach to. Once awareness is restored, action becomes simple. Separation restores order. Removal restores authority. Space clears, atmosphere shifts, the mind settles, direction returns, not because of superstition, but because access has been revoked and what had no right to stay is no longer present. I speak this from understanding how attachment works and how people underestimate the power of what they allow to remain around them. In the hidden systems, nothing survives without reinforcement. Influence must be fed, acknowledged, or tolerated to continue operating. That is why removal is such a threat. Many people think protection is about adding more prayers, more rituals, more declarations. But in reality, protection often begins with subtraction. What you remove determines what can no longer speak. What you refuse determines what loses authority. In the world I walked away from, persistence mattered more than intensity. An item did not need to overpower someone. It only needed to stay. Staying allowed it to sync with routines, habits, emotional cycles, and spiritual rhythms. Once synchronized, resistance weakened naturally. People began to feel tired without reason, dazed, racked during prayer, restless during rest, numb during joy. These were not dramatic attacks, but quiet erosions. That is the preferred method. Loud chaos attracts attention. Silent disruption goes unnoticed. Many people live with interference for years because it never crosses the threshold of obvious crisis. It just dulls life, dulls vision, dulls hunger, dulls confidence, dulls connection. That dullness is productive in dark CMs because it keeps people functional but stagnant. They survive but do not advance. They exist but do not move. Objects play a role in this because they anchor influence in the physical realm. Humans are physical beings. What surrounds the body affects the soul more than most realize. Smell, touch, sight, placement, proximity all matter. That is why certain items are meant to be worn, slept near, placed at entrances, stored under beds, hidden in corners, kept in bags, or displayed openly. Placement determines range. Range determines effect. People often focus on intention and ignore positioning. In the systems I knew, positioning was strategic. An item placed where decisions are made influences choices. An item placed where rest happens influences dreams. An item placed where prayer happens influences focus. None of this requires belief. It requires presence. Another overlooked factor is familiarity. Once something becomes familiar, it becomes invisible. People stop noticing it. They stop questioning it. That is when it becomes most effective. Familiarity lowers vigilance. That is why some people only feel relief when they leave their home or change environment temporarily. The influence is not following them. It is waiting for them. When they return, the pattern resumes. This creates confusion. People assume the problem is internal. When it is environmental, they try to fix the soul while ignoring the space. In the dark world, environments are cultivated intentionally. Atmosphere is engineered. Light disrupts atmosphere. But only if darkness is not being continuously hosted. Hosting does not require worship. It requires allowance. Allowance can come from fear, sentiment, habit, or ignorance. Many people are hosts without consent because they never revoked access. Revocation is an act, not a feeling. It is not enough to feel uncomfort. Blee action is what closes doors. Another manipulation is the idea that strength means endurance. People are taught to tolerate what they should remove. They are praised for surviving instead of encouraged to separate. Endurance has its place, but endurance of avoidable interference is not wisdom. In the systems I left, endurance was exploited. The longer someone endured, the more normalized their limitation became. Limitation then shaped identity. Identity shaped decisions. Decisions shaped destiny. All from something small that stayed too long. People also misunderstand spiritual cleanliness. Cleanliness is not perfection. It is clarity. It is knowing what belongs and what does not. It is choosing alignment over attachment. Some objects are not evil in appearance but are wrong in assignment. Their history matters. Their preparation matters. Their intention matters. When something carries a history that conflicts with your direction, it creates friction. That friction drains energy. People feel like life requires more effort than it should. Simple negs feel heavy. Progress feels forced. Joy feels brief. These are signs of misalignment. Misalignment is corrected by removal, not negotiation. Darkness does not need to be convinced. It needs to be denied. Many people delay because they want certainty, they want proof, they want confirmation from others. In spiritual matters, delay favors interference. Clarity often comes after action, not before. Peace follows obedience, not debate. Another common trap is trying to cleanse what should be discarded. Not everything is meant to be purified. Some things are meant to be removed completely. Attempting to cleanse can maintain attachment. Attachment maintains access. Access maintains influence. Simplicity breaks the cycle. Separation is final. In the world I knew, finality was respected. Once access was cut, reassignment was rehired, and reassignment took effort. That is why decisive people were avoided. Indecision was preferred. The more decisive